From the Ball State News Center, this is NewsLink Indiana in high definition.
Welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Stephen Prosser. The Indiana election results are finally in, so let's take a look at some final tallies for Delaware County.
Democrat Peter Visclossi was elected for U.S. House District 1 with 66.7%. The U.S. District 2 elected Republican Jackie Walorski with 56.5% of the votes. Republican Marlon Stutzman was elected with 72.5% from District 3. U.S. District 4 elected Republican Todd Rokita at 68.3%. Susan Brooks was elected for District 5 with 61.4% of the votes. For U.S. here in District 6, Republican Luke Messer was elected with 68.4%. Independent Chris Mayo won 7 with 50.8% of the votes against Democrat Andre Carson. Republican Larry Bouchon won 59.8% of the U.S. House District 8 votes. U.S. House District 9 Republican Todd Young won with 60.6% of the votes. Democrat Elizabeth White was elected the new Secretary of State. The Auditor of State is Democrat Michael A. Clater, and the Treasurer of State is Mike Boland. In the U.S. House District 2, Democrat Joe Bach led with 52.7% against Republican Jackie Walorski, who ended with 44.9% in District 6, which includes Muncie. Republican Luke Messer was elected with 68.4%, and Susan Heitzman had 27.1% of the votes. Messer's win this year was by an even larger margin than when he originally won the congressional race in 2010, which he won by 59%.
Voters came out to Delaware County's more than 90 polling locations this afternoon, but the numbers were significantly lower this year than in the past. This year, the country had 3 additional voter precincts compared to last midterm election in 2010, which had 75 precincts. Along with the increase in precincts, the country had an increase in registered voters, too, with 88,647 people this year, compared to 87,307 in 2010, making for an increase of 1,340 people. Although the number of registered voters had slight increase from the last midterm election, however, as I mentioned previously, the turnout was not as significant as it was in 2010, making for a 36% voter turnout compared to this year's 24,201 voters, making this year's voter turnout 27%. That makes it this year's voter turnout 9 percentage points lower than 2010's. Well, you know what? The weather outside today was pretty rainy and cold. I wonder if that had to do anything with the turnout.
Maybe it did, and I know you've been doing your campus tours in the rain. I can't imagine those people. The best thing that my orientation leader told me, he said, bring 2 umbrellas to campus, and I'm glad I did.
You know, that probably isn't that bad of advice. You definitely needed the umbrellas today, but thankfully the rain's finally moved out of our area. We're sitting with partly cloudy skies right now at 47. The winds from the west-southwest at 9. A little bit gusty out there, but the rain's finally done. As we take a look off to our south and east, this is that rain we were experiencing for the better part of the day, and so was a lot of the nation actually. See, this rain stretches all the way back up into Ohio and all the way actually back up into Canada. It goes up near Quebec and drops down all the way down toward El Paso. It even goes into Mexico. So this rain system was really affecting a large portion of the country today, fortunately out of our neck of the woods. But it's not the last time we have rain in your forecast. Coming up, we take a look at a roller coaster of a weather pattern, our next chances of seeing some snow, and the possibility of a clear night for football coming up tomorrow. We'll have details on that in just a little bit.
Thank you, Michael. Today, even Facebook partook in the election action. According to the Washington Post, approximately 358,000 people have clicked Facebook's I voted button. However, it is not just for the user's enjoyment. Facebook is keeping track of it on a real-time map that shows the density of voters across the United States. Facebook claims that it brought another 340,000 people out to the polls in 2010 alone. Today's statistics on the social media site have shown that 40% of women ages 25 to 44 account for these I voted clicks, while men are sharing much less. Nearly 6 million people have already clicked the I voted button on Facebook.
A Yorktown Community Council candidate was arrested after being accused of stealing other candidates' signs and leaving the scene of an incident. Rick Yenser was arrested earlier today while greeting voters at Yorktown High School, according to probable cause affiliate around 10:15 p.m. Emergency dispatchers received a call about a person stealing campaign signs at Kamak United Methodist Church. The affidavit states that Republican incumbents Bob Ratchford and Rich Lee confronted Yenser after seeing him place Luke Messer signs into the trunk of his car. Ratchford reportedly tried to block the path of the vehicle. Yenser then backed into the knees of Lee and sped away from the scene. The arrest occurred with no issues, and Yenser was released after posting a $5,000 bond.
Voters all over the country are making a difference by casting their ballots today, and some of them are making a habit of it early. CNN's Tatiana Cash has more.
Coming up, a possible shift in power for the Senate.
And Obama comments on his own party's fate in today's election. That and more coming up after the break.
Pretty much a good day for me would be people leaving their hands off of me. I'm always called names. Everywhere that I go, there's always someone calling me names, calling me gay. I've been choked, thrown up against a wall, punched. Nobody's ever tried to help me.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Madeline May. Results in the key races for control of the U.S. Senate are flowing in. Republicans needed to pick up just 6 seats to become the majority party in the Senate. According to NBC News, as it stands right now, Republican Mitch McConnell, currently the Senate Minority Leader, is the projected winner in his home state of Kentucky. That was one of the races where Democrats thought they had a chance, but the real showdown has been in states with Democratic incumbents in a year when voters are very unhappy with President Obama. The Republicans only need 4 more votes to pick up the majority.
President Obama was not sounding confident in his fellow Democrats in today's election. This afternoon, in an interview with WNPR Radio in Connecticut, Obama said this is probably the worst possible group of states for Democrats since Dwight Eisenhower. The first wave of exit polls seem to show good reason for the president's concerns. Roughly 6 in 10 voters are either angry or dissatisfied with the current administration. The president seemed to be reconciling himself to grim night for Democrats. That could turn his final 2 years in the White House into a difficult experience. The governor races have taken an exciting start for the GOP, as many states are selecting Republican governors. Ohio and Tennessee appear to have approved of their governor because Ohio's Governor John Kasich and Tennessee's Republican Governor Bill Haslam have been re-elected. Florida is living up to their voting reputation by keeping their governor race close between Democratic candidate Charlie Crist and Republican candidate Rick Scott. California and New York have chosen their Democratic candidates, California's Jerry Brown and New York's Andrew Cuomo.
Voters all over the country are making a difference by casting their ballots today, and some of them are making a habit of it early. CNN's Tatiana Cash has more.
Coming up.
Just because this ballot won't count in a real-world election, these voters say it's still important.
It just makes us more involved and it makes us want to vote more.
Teachers say these votes aren't empty.
Show kids how easy it is to vote. We feel that some people don't vote because they're afraid of the process, have never done it, and so if we can just, as simple as just teach them how to vote. Then if we could get them to actually learn a few things about the issues and the measures. And
throughout the halls, government classes put up posters about the different issues, the candidates, and polling locations.
I read what was on the thing, so yeah.
Students say they were helpful in more than just the immediate sense.
I actually know what's going on because we do have a lot of kids at this school that are 18 or over, and it's better to know that they're voting because they're educated, not just doing it because someone has a cool last name or they're like, oh, I might as well do it.
Having done this now for 2 years, event advisors say this is a twofold teaching tool.
The process of voting, we have requirements like students have to bring a picture ID or a class schedule. Also to the government classes to teach the setup for, how do you set up an election?
Government students say the entire exercise brings mixed thoughts.
Pretty easy for the most part. It was just frustrating trying to figure out what we needed in the first place.
Around noon, only 30% of students in each grade level had voted. So those who did vote say they hope students will take an interest next year because it does affect their future.
Coming up next, a look at the weather with Michael Behrens. Stay tuned.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
All right, Stephen, you may not have the same problem as me, but it seems to be that every day it rains is the day I choose to do my hair, and then it all falls down.
Yeah, well, I mean, I had to do my little hair gel thing, and then when the hair gets in that, or the rain gets in that, you know, sometimes it can kind of wet it down, but it's not as big a deal as yours.
I'm tired of using my umbrella. All right, Michael, do I have to continue this week?
You're going to have to continue several times this week as we're in this sort of pattern where we get one nice day and then we go back to the rain and then back to a nice day and then back to the rain again. Take a look at this time lapse for today. We started out all right. The rain wasn't around this morning, but by about the afternoon hour, the rain started to fall. You can see the rain on the lens of the camera there. It just stopped here right about 7:30 or so. The lens dried out a little bit as that rain finally moved out of our area. Our radar right now clear across the Muncie area. That rain has moved off toward our south. And the temperature is starting to cool down. 47 degrees in Indianapolis, 47 in Muncie, but already 43 back out near Lafayette. We're not going to drop into the 30s tonight. We should bottom out in the low 40s, but conditions will stay a little bit windy out there. Already from the west-southwest at 10 in Indianapolis, 9 here in Muncie, west at 9 in Shelbyville. We're going to stay in that 5 to 10 mile per hour range in the overnight tonight as those winds will keep out of the south. That'll help to keep us a little warmer as we go about things this evening. Right now, 47 degrees, that west-southwest wind at 9 miles per hour. Feels like 43. The pressure's steady right now. No rain for tomorrow and no rain for the football game tomorrow night. Radar once again across the region pretty clear at this hour. You can see that rain stretching from southern Indiana back out through Ohio, again up into Canada. Precision Cast has been keeping a pretty good eye on that. You see it really has that rain pinned down across the region this afternoon. As we go into tonight, we still keep the cloud cover around. We do have some of that clearing going on. By tomorrow morning, we clear out fairly nicely, but clouds remain around the region throughout the day. Partly cloudy skies by game time. We're not expecting a whole lot in the way of cloud cover. It should really stay out of here. We should be dry. For tonight, the rain ends, mostly cloudy, some clearing, 41 degrees. Our low temperature overnight going back toward Precision Cast here throughout the rest of the day. Thursday, cloud cover moves back in. A chance of rain in the morning and more chances of rain throughout the day on Thursday. The rain just sort of keeps coming in here as that low pressure system off to our north will keep throwing precipitation back our direction. Friday we clear up once again, but again, the pattern continues. Saturday, another shot of the rain showers moves back in. For tomorrow, 56 degrees, a southwest wind, 5 to 10, partly cloudy, the mild temperatures around the area. Our football forecast for tomorrow night, our kickoff 8 o'clock versus Northern Illinois, 64 degrees, partly cloudy, cool temps. The winds from the south at 5 to 10. Actually, that's 64 degrees, a little bit of a error there. Should be 47 degrees for tomorrow at kickoff, so not 64, not that nice. Bring the jackets out for tomorrow night's game, definitely. Our 7-day forecast here, Wednesday, partly cloudy, rain Thursday, Friday, sunny, 42, we cool off, but the rainy pattern continues through the weekend. Saturday, rain chances once again, 45 degrees, cooling down for Sunday, high of 38. On Monday, 47, rain chances, again, one more time, back and forth we go. Tuesday, sunny skies, 42 your high.
Well, that sounds terrible. The football team is preparing for a nationally televised game this week.
And the women's basketball team had an exhibition game against Oakland City tonight. All that and more coming up next on NewsLink Indiana.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Ryan Flannery with sports. The Ball State football team has a big game tomorrow night as they host Northern Illinois on ESPN2. NewsLink Indiana's John Chapman has more.
Tomorrow night, the Cardinals take on conference rival Northern Illinois. Both teams are looking to find their offensive identity without their star quarterbacks, Keith Wenning and Jordan Lynch, who graduated after last season. The Cardinals are now led by freshman Jack Mealis, while the Huskies' Drew Hare is having a solid season. The Huskies are 6-2 on the season so far, while the Cardinals sit at 3-5. Senior defensive lineman Nick Miles says even without Lynch, the Huskies are still a tough opponent.
I mean, they're still running the same stuff, and they have new players to replace the old players, but they're still talented. The quarterbacks are talented. Jordan Lynch is up for Heisman, so he's a real good player. This quarterback's a real good player, too. The running back's back, the receiver four is back. So they got a lot of good players.
Coach Pete Lembo tries to keep the rivalry alive despite the different rosters.
Well, this year's version of Northern Illinois against Ball State might be a little bit different because of some of the high-profile players that graduated from both teams since last year. But the rivalry still exists, and Northern Illinois is still a great program and an awfully tough team to beat.
Jack Mealis and Juwan Edwards look to lead the Cardinals to get even after last year's heartbreaking 48-27 defeat in DeKalb.
The Cardinals need a win if they hope to keep their bowl chances alive, but it will be tough against that potent Huskies offense. A long week following an abnormal loss made it for plenty of pent-up anger for the Colts Monday night. Quarterback Andrew Luck threw for 354 yards and 4 touchdowns to 4 different receivers to lead the Colts to a 40-24 victory over the Giants. The Colts will take a 6-3 record and a 2-game lead in the AFC South into the bye week before the New England Patriots head to Lucas Oil Stadium. The baseball team has selected 3 student athletes, Scott Baker, Jarrett James, and Ryan Spalding, as captains for the 2015 season. The captains were selected by their teammates to lead a Cardinals team that posted a 39-18 record and won the MAC championship last season. Baker is a senior pitcher who posted a 7-5 record with a 4.4 ERA. James is a senior infielder that appeared in 26 games, managing a 955 fielding percentage. And last but not least is Ryan Spalding, a junior infielder who batted 292 while starting in 54 games for the Cardinals in 2014. The Ball State women's basketball team is coming off an 18-17 record last season. They made a run to the MAC championship before losing to Akron. Going into this season, the Cardinals have been picked to finish second in the MAC West, and junior Natalie Fontaine was named to the MAC West Division preseason team. Tonight, the Cardinals hosted Oakland City in their final exhibition game. The Cardinals won this game with a score of 116-29, and sophomore Renee Bennett led the team with 23 points. The Cardinals' next game will be November 14th as they host Big Ten foe Purdue Boilermakers for their first game of the regular season.
Lil Jon has been asking the world the burning question for months now. Turned down for what? See what young voters are turning down for coming up next.
And if you loved Despicable Me's Little Minions, you'll love what Danielle Behrens has for us after the break in today's entertainment news.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Thank you, dear. Well, you're very supple, just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car yet?
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education. So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Do you wear this?
I don't know what's happening. Start a new chat. What did I do? Okay, wow. That is so weird. my gosh. Hi. God, I don't even know what to say right now. I'm so nervous. Gia, you're so big. Come closer to the camera. Wait, now you're in my face. That was so good.
This is NewsLink Indiana.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Danielle Behrens with your entertainment news. Rock the Vote is the largest nonprofit and nonpartisan organization pushing America's youth to the polls. The goal of the group is to get the youth registered to the polls and voting. Their campaign is run by mixing culture, politics, and technology all together. One of this year's slogans was #TurnoutForWhat, which went with a parody video of Little John's song Turn Down for What. The goal was to get young voters to turn out to vote. Rock the Vote not only inspires young people to make their voices heard, but the organization also works to protect voting rights and keep the voting process modern. For nearly 25 years, Rock the Vote has been simplifying registration in elections for the American youth. Ball State's Faculty Artist Series is taking to the stage in Circus Hall. This series is put on by the School of Music's faculty. It allows staff members to perform and share their passion for music with the campus and the community. Tomorrow's event is Pianopalooza 5. Pianopalooza is hosted by the piano faculty and will be in Circus Hall tomorrow evening from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. The show will include at least 7 performances of mainly classical songs. Admission to the concert is completely free. Universal Studios has just released the first official trailer for their new movie, The Minions. The film will take to the big screen in July of 2015. The Minions will feature the little yellow characters from the Despicable Me series. These Minions